What up, big players? It's 9 o'clock in the p.m., so you know what that time means when you got it locked into 90.1 WIUPFM, and it's on a Wednesday night. What time is it, folks?
9 p.m.
9
9
p.m. exactly.
Not the point. This is Local Limelight. Man, I tell you what, folks, we really got to work on the chemistry. It's getting worse by the week. No, I'm kidding. I'm so happy to be here. We are bringing you some more fresh content. We have a very special guest tonight, and we also got some good friends in the studio. Let's pass it around. Who all is in the studio tonight?
Hey folks, this is DJ Scratch and Sniff. You know me, you love me from Smash Alley. Your nightly, Wednesday nightly, excellent punk and metal show. So catch me there.
All right.
Yeah, literally on top of DJ Scratch and Sniff, we have the Mogul. I think, we're sharing a mic tonight, so no big deal. No big deal, but yeah.
Tight studio tonight.
Tight studio tonight, but you know what?
It's worth it.
Yeah, we'll take what we can get. You know what I mean? Budget cuts.
It's
you hear me?
The Limelight way. Would we really want it any other way?
I wouldn't want it any other way. I wouldn't want to not be this close to DJ Scratch and Sniff. So.
No, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
All right, who else we got?
I ate lots of onions, so.
Okay.
So my breath
We
is
got
very
Dr.
sticky.
Cheeks over here.
Dr.
Very excited that this is our first show with snow
I'm
on
not.
the ground.
I'm not. I hate snow.
You don't like snow?
No,
Why not,
I saw
EJ?
it outside and I wanted to die. It's because it gets in your shoes and then it gets all icy and it's the worst thing known to man.
That's not been my experience.
Yeah.
with
I
snow.
disagree strongly.
I already slipped today and yesterday.
That is.
I hate it.
Although that's not the snow's fault.
Well,
that's
for us more
IUP.
sure-footed individuals, I do enjoy
Yeah.
snow quite a bit.
I
but
think
that's
I'm
okay.
moving somewhere where there's no snow.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where would you go?
Not here. So
Okay.
There's really not a ton of places in the world
doesn't
that
Florida,
get zero snow.
Florida gets like no snow, right?
Even like some islands in the Pacific get like frost, so you're
Yeah.
never going to be totally safe.
You'd have to go to like
The sun.
All right.
The sun's the
The
only
sun.
I
place.
think
Alright.
like North Africa. You're probably safe.
Yeah, it probably snows there sometimes though.
Like,
Because
but
it
yeah.
snowed in Syria like a few years ago, I remember.
So yeah, you're really like
Yeah,
So just
you're really
nothing's gonna
out of luck,
work.
I think.
yeah.
I could just hibernate like a bear. How smart is that?
I don't know why we don't do that already.
That's pretty intelligent on
Yeah.
their part.
Yeah. Like, hey, let's just sleep. Leave
Let's
it
just
alone.
eat a ton and then sleep the whole winter.
Yes.
Yes.
We also have another person in the
Yeah.
studio here with
We-
us.
Yeah, sorry, we're talking about bears.
Yeah. On that note, let's switch it over to our special guest. We have Maren
Okay.
Hi.
Krizner.
Do I talk now?
Yeah,
Yes.
John, come on.
Cool. I don't have a cool radio name.
Ah,
I'm
that's
just
fine.
Maren.
That's fine. I mean, we all do, but it's fine. So,
It's fine.
it's fine. I mean, like,
Honestly, all of our names are objectively not cool.
Yeah, I was about
and,
to
yeah,
say.
they're actually all pretty stupid.
Dr. Cheeks has like an air of total lameness.
Every time I
about
say,
it.
oh yeah, Dr. Cheek said this, someone looks at me like it's a radio name, I swear.
I
Or
love
like
it.
the one time I ran into you and my friend goes, who was that? I was like, oh, that's Dr. Cheeks. And she was
Wow.
like, who? And I was like, oh no.
You're like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Do you want a radio name, Maren? Because we can think of one right now.
I mean, I would be honored. I don't know if I
Yeah.
deserve it.
No,
No,
you
I think
deserve it.
after your third time on Limelight, you get a
Yeah.
radio name. I feel like that's...
You've been on. This is actually your fourth time.
Yeah,
now.
I was trying to figure that out today if this was 3 or 4. I think it's
Yeah.
4.
That might be
You're-
the most ever.
Yeah, you're overdue
That's
Wow.
a lot.
Yeah.
Overdue.
This
You're-
is
You are,
basically my
like,
show.
The
Yeah,
definition.
you're basically a member at this point. Yeah, I think... Who else?
I think Nathan Janoff
Nathan
has 4,
Janoff,
and that's
yeah.
it.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
I think you're like the definition of a veteran. So
Whoa,
I would
happy
say
Veterans
so.
Day.
happy Veterans Day to you.
Are we
you.
counting Local Lit Night too?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Is
This
that
would
what-
be-
is that what-
include-
okay.
Well, yeah, because that's a local limelight.
No, I know. I just didn't know if you were counting that or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna count that.
Yeah, it
Heck
counts.
yeah.
Okay, I get it. I get we're counting it. I was a question.
I'm just teasing you, Maren. I can think about that radio name for a bit. Maybe we can get
We'll
back
do
to
marinade on the idea.
Yeah,
We'll
marinade.
It
on
doesn't
that.
do
it'll
that.
come to one of us, and then
Yeah.
it'll never leave you. It'll be stuck forever.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you doing tonight, Maren?
I'm pretty good. I am 1/8 sick.
Oh no.
So
I relate to that. I'm the same way. I'm just enough sick. Like I'm just a little bit. Just a little tad.
Impressive quantitative reasoning there. 1/8 sick.
Well,
Do
it's
you use other fractions when you talk to the doctor? Or is it like
I I mean, it's just enough to be inconvenient for this specific purpose.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
That's
like,
fair.
yeah.
Dr. Cheeks, you've never heard of that one in
None
the
of
medical
my
realm?
patients have ever spoken with a fraction. I am a strictly decimal doctor. So
Okay.
yeah.
So you said like what? You mean 0.166?
Yeah, well, it gets
repeating?
annoying because I'll have patients come in and they have repeating decimals and they stand there for days at a time. It's a mess. It's a
Dr.
mess.
Cheeks is of the Dewey Decimal doctorate system rather than the Freddie Fractional.
He graduated with a Dewey. He graduated from the Dewey College of the Dewey College of
I graduated
Medical
from a
Science.
public library. And I'm a doctor now.
Do you read the dictionary for fun?
Exactly. Yeah, well, sometimes I do that because there's some cool words in there. You
I
don't
think
know
the
about.
thesaurus is a little better,
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like just looking up synonyms for words. Anyway.
and it's fun. No, and then also, do you guys realize, like, you guys are around the same age as me, so like, do you remember as a kid looking through the thesaurus to like find words? Now they can just Google things. They don't have to go through an actual book.
It's cheap.
Yeah.
Like I remember going through a book.
A dictionary.
Yeah.
I used to have to walk up the same hill every day on my way to school barefoot.
What?
Barefoot?
What?
Okay,
Wait,
boomer.
is there a situation?
Okay, boomer.
Yeah.
I'm saying, you know,
What school did
it's
you
not
go
that bad
to?
that people can look up synonyms online. I
Not at all.
disagree.
I just think it was just weird. I didn't say anything about it. I wasn't trying to start anything.
EJ, you sound like a real boomer.
Oh.
Oh, no. I just
man.
meant you guys remember looking at books. That's all I was talking about.
We got fireworks going on in here.
All right, this is getting a lot.
What is a book?
I love that.
I work in radio. It's different.
I'm sorry, I'm only in a podcast.
Father, I cannot click the book.
I love that.
Maren, do you like to read books?
I do like to read books.
What's your favorite type of book?
My favorite? I don't have a favorite type of book. I like all kinds of books.
All kinds of books here.
Yeah. Yeah, a readable
I-
book. That's not a good
One with
answer to the
words and
question,
lines.
but it's
Yeah.
true.
I've been a fan of audiobooks recently. Like I just got that app Audible, and like I've been listening, and it's great.
Yeah.
You get like 1 token a month. This we are sponsored, but no, I'm joking.
And this is a perfect time to lead into our sponsor, Audible.
Yeah. No, but it's a great way. It's great for like if you're driving somewhere. Like it's great
Yeah,
to just
I thought about that one because just driving the car, you put on a playlist, but after a while you're just like, well, I can listen to a podcast, but sometimes they're too short. So I was thinking about using audiobooks because I don't get a chance to read as much.
Yeah.
Is it the
Yeah.
same?
Yeah, they are really nice.
Is it the same narrator for every book, or like does each
No.
book have its own?
I think that would take
It's like the
forever if one
Microsoft
person had to
Sam,
read
like-
all of them.
It's like text to speech.
like yeah. It's like,
You do that so well. Wait, do that again.
oh god, I can't do it again. Like
Yeah.
cheese pizza. But yeah, no, like, what if it was just audiobooks for all?
It's not
just,
that,
like,
by the- right?
No.
Okay,
it's,
thank
sometimes
God.
It's the
I
author
thought.
that reads them. Sometimes they'll get like Morgan Freeman or
Okay.
Samuel L. Jackson. read it.
I know I listened to Call Me By Your Name on audiobook, and it was Army Hammer that read it. Who-
That was a book before it was a movie.
Yeah, it was a book before it was a
Oh.
movie. And Army Hammer was like the guy. He was in the. He was, for those of you who don't know, he was in the movie. So it was like one of the actors.
That's
For example.
I would love it if it was like the navigation system where you could switch accents to
Yeah.
of this
What's-
person speaking.
What's everybody's accent navigation set to?
American.
Okay.
I think mine's British. I think it's a British man.
Wait, mine's a British man too.
Yeah.
Maren, do you have a navigation voice preference?
It like changes every single time I use it. I
You're
don't
on
random.
like I don't really have it in a setting, so I think it kind of just does a
Shuffles.
shuffle. Yeah.
That's
fascinating.
actually fun. I wish I could set mine to that.
The one that you can like record yourself, I really want to do, but I don't have the time. Like you can record each direction, so it'll just play you. Like, hey, turn left. And like,
See, I would find that distracting.
I would be like,
Yeah.
turn left.
yeah, I would be like, you stupid, you made a wrong turn again. Like, turn around.
Turn it.
I actually put 20 minutes into my drive time because I know I'm gonna make a wrong turn. I'm like, oh wait, do I turn here? Yeah, I was supposed to turn there.
DJ AJ, your driving skills come up a lot on the show.
Well, that's because I only got my license in August,
yeah,
like a week before I got here. So
fair.
it just seems everything's brand new to me. You know?
Have
Yeah.
you been pulled over yet?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
I went.
Sorry.
I got a
Turnaround.
speeding ticket because I went 74 and a 55, but here's the kicker.
not that bad.
The time before, I was definitely going 110 in the same spot.
Oh.
That's a wee bit
It's great because our
dangerous.
next guest is a police officer.
Well, okay, then the thing is then the lady looked at my last name. She goes, oh, I have a super long last name too, so we were bonding. So she only charged me for 5 hours, no points on my license, and I never speed again. But then, okay, the thing that makes me mad is I have a tiny 2006 Chevy Malibu, right? I love her. Her name is Rodney. We love it. Okay, so we're driving down the road. But then these big old monster trucks, not actual, it's not like Gravedigger on the road.
They pretty much, I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. They pretty much are
They
monster
pretty much are,
trucks.
and they pull up next to you with their big beards, like, and then they pass me. I'm like, no. And then so I go and I pass them because my car goes pretty fast, okay? And then they're just like, wow. And then I win the thing in my head. So if I drive alone, it's a problem. If there's someone else in the car, I don't do that. That's
I
reckless.
understand that. There's like
Yeah.
I have some kind of primal innate rage
Yes.
whenever like somebody like I'm already going over the speed limit, right? And then
Yeah.
somebody is going way faster than I
Yeah.
to pass me. I feel compelled to go even faster
Yeah,
than
to
them
pass
just to prove
them.
a point or
Just to
something.
prove, and then all these guys with burly beards, like, I can beat you in a race.
It's so
okay?
foolish. It's so stupid, but it's something compels
Yeah,
me.
it
But it is
happens.
a game, and you
Yeah.
have to win.
And then if
Right.
you
It's
say
It's not
that-
about getting there safe.
Yeah.
It's about being the winner on the freeway.
Or like, do
Right.
you ever get like where there's so much traffic and then the car next to you like switches lanes to get past, but it's like a blue van. But then you're going down farther down, you see you pass that blue van, you're gone. I beat you. You know?
I win.
I don't think that a
Pull
situation
over.
has ever happened to me, but
I maybe I just pay too much attention. I'm like, oh, that like Krispy Kreme truck, I'm beating it. I'm going speed.
I
Lauren, have you ever been pulled over by a police officer?
I have not. Very surprisingly.
That was a personal question. I apologize.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I once
No.
got in a wreck in a Walmart parking lot,
Oh no.
oh,
like
no.
while
Who
trying to
among
park,
us
because
has
I'm a
not?
bad driver.
because I'm a bad driver.
How did that happen?
Well, I went to put the car in reverse, and so I hit the gas, but the car was not in reverse,
Ooh.
and it went into the car in the spot next to me.
But you didn't get pulled over. They almost pulled you over. You said.
No, it was just in a parking lot, so I didn't get pulled over.
Oh.
It was just I had to wait
You were
for the
just
person to
arrested.
get
No,
there.
I'm messing with you.
No, yeah, I did. I did 3 weeks in jail. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it.
You had to wait for the person to come out.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't
Well, I
just
know,
gonna
but-
leave.
How long?
like-
How long? No, I mean, how long? I know. I mean,
Was she
obviously.
supposed to go into the Walmart and be like, I hit somebody's car?
No, eventually we did, like, because it was, like, a Walmart pretty close to my house. It was just me and my sister. And so I, like, called my parents. I was, like, crying. I was like, can you please come? I don't know what to do. And so,
Yeah.
like, my parents came. We, like, went in the Walmart and, like, had them make an announcement. It was a fiasco.
Man, who
Yeah.
who was the unfortunate soul?
It was just some chick. I don't know.
Was she cool about it?
What?
Was she okay with it? Like, just give you a
Yeah.
hard time?
She seemed kind of shocked. But,
Wow.
Like you
She
hit my
wasn't-
parked car. Like,
she was nice. Like, she
That's
wasn't,
good.
like, I didn't get, like, cursed or anything.
Oh, no.
But
Excuse, somebody's Chevy Cobalt is on fire. Just an
Oh,
announcement.
I accidentally flipped your car. I'm
Yeah.
not so sure
I actually
how.
swallowed it whole. I got hungry on the way in. I don't know what happened.
I guess I don't know my own strength.
I got
I
the-
ripped your door off. My bad.
Wait, guys, want to hear another story that's car related?
Yeah,
So my
let's-
key fob, I thought it was just broken and like dead battery. So I put new batteries in. So I'm sitting there in Giant Eagle parking lot trying to unlock my car, and it wouldn't unlock. The car next to me, again, this is probably just coincidence, but all the doors opened in the van next to me and it started beeping super loud. I got in my car real fast. I drove away. I don't know if my key fob did that, and then I told my dad, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't really. It was just there. I told you that it worked, but I knew it didn't."
You know the trick about holding
What?
the key fob to your head to get more distance? You've done that?
That
I
doesn't
love
make
doing
any
that.
sense.
Yeah.
What?
Your head acts as like a dish, so you can like lock your car 5 feet farther away.
I've often been told that my head is a dish.
Give it a by Zom.
Yes.
no, I feel like that's a good way to get like radiation in your brain.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
I should
would
talk to
try
my
some.
Well,
doctor.
if you're getting radiation in your brain from that, think about how dangerous like a phone is.
All right.
Or wait, or
okay, Boomer,
X-rays?
we get
The
it.
doctor's like, "Hey,
Boomer.
this is fine," and then they go behind like a big wall when you get an X-ray done.
They say people our age have like extra bone spurts in the back of their skull from like looking at phones.
That's boomer.
which like
talk.
people, yeah. But I hope it's true because that
Those
sounds
aren't real
awesome. I
doctors.
really want
Yeah.
those.
You know, I
Interesting.
heard. No, it's fine. I remember my dad telling me a story about how whenever he was younger, his his grandmother would not allow him to stand in front of the microwave whenever he was going for fear that it was like, spraying radiation out,
Have you ever seen a 60s microwave? I don't even blame
You know
her.
what? That's a
They're
good
huge.
point.
They're just so big.
That's
Yeah.
a good point.
Anyway.
Speaking of that, Maren, how many songs you got for us tonight?
I have 3.
3?
Oh, we better get going.
What do you say? No, well, we want to hear. I think we want to hear Maren's.
No,
music.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We gotta quit blabbering.
Yeah, we do.
Talking about cars.
Maren, what do you say? Do you want to get us started on one of those?
I mean, I don't think I can say no.
Well, I mean,
I mean, you could, but like,
you
gonna
did
sit here
sign a
and make it
contract. No, we would love it if you did.
Yeah, sure.
So, take us away whenever you're ready.
All right, cool. This first song is called Sugar Pills. I have been fighting with all the voices on my TV. They paint my face again, oh, they won't stop talking to me. But I'll take my time until I get mine. Oh, I get pushed around by the kings and queens and heroes to build my life around all the ones and zeros. But I'll take my time until I get mine. Or I'll play this game for the weary wise, bite my tongue and close my eyes, try to find a place in time before it all went wrong. And it's nothing I can change, so I move along. They all use paper ropes just to climb the wall, and then they fall. These people all take moats just to fill them all without a roll. And it takes its time to take their minds. But I'll play this game for the weary wise, bite my tongue and close my eyes, try to find a place in time before it all went wrong. And it's nothing I can change, so I move along. Call me dramatic or just hyper pragmatic. Either way, you won't find me with my head on the ground. But I'll play this game for the weary wise, bite my tongue and close my eyes, trying to find a place in time before it all went wrong. And that seems to be the way it goes, where no one asks, 'cause no one knows. And yeah, we got a ways to go, but the road is so long. And they promised me no more cheap thrills, but they just gave me sugar pills to help me brave the woods and hills. And it feels so wrong, and it's nothing I can change. No, it ain't nothing I can change. It's nothing I can change, so I move along.
Yeah.
Ow, that was great.
Great.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Thank you.
I was getting some Alanis Morissette vibes. That's what I just
Yes.
You know who I was thinking of?
Who
I
are
was
you?
thinking of Jeff Magnum. Like
yeah,
Neutral
yeah.
Milk Hotel. Just like
Let's
just
see that.
because I don't know, the chord progression sounded like it, and like your voice was very like there. It felt like there was lots of like emotion passion in it. I don't know.
No.
You know what I'm trying to
It's
say.
the lyricism, especially.
Right.
I think is
yeah,
what really makes it
that's
show.
what I was thinking.
Yeah,
like the kind of abstract imagery, but
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
great.
working together. Like it's I like that. I like
Who
that.
do you have some musicians that you idolize, like as a musician yourself, like that you see and you're like, oh, I want to be like them? Or
Yeah, there's like a lot. I try to listen to a lot of music. I don't say as much music as possible because like I'm lazy, but I try to listen to a lot of music. I really like the Mountain Goats. I like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can hear that in that.
Yeah, I like their like lyrics a lot. I really like Amanda Palmer. I like her inflection when she sings. And yeah, just like a whole bunch of. I was actually thinking, there's all these like male like singers and frontmen who are like not great singers.
No, I think about
And
it
it,
all the time.
And it works, they make it work and it's cool
Absolutely.
and it's great.
And so-
But
yeah.
there's not as many like female singers who have like not great voices. And I was like, I want to change that.
Right? I think
Great,
about that
dude.
all
I
the
love
time
that.
because I feel like I haven't heard many girl singers that suck that write really good songs, but I hear tons of male singers that aren't exactly good, but their lyrics are so good that it takes them farther. And I'm like, why is there not more women that? I mean, I get it, but like,
I think that's a big thing in the punk genre, especially like
because
it's a
guys
lot-
can just like go, nah, 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 and
guys
they're
can just like whine, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, that's punk. That's
but
like
if a
what
girl
punk
does it,
do
they're
music
like, hey,
is.
what are you doing? And like,
Yeah.
I definitely think about that all the time. Or like,
Yeah.
that's why Cranberries, I talk to them a lot. They're one of my favorite bands because like, it's just they were one of the first like punk bands that was like not as much punk, but like grungy.
Grunge,
was the
no,
female
definitely.
Fronted and was one of the
Dude,
first
Dolores,
ones.
she's so dope.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Rest in peace.
Rest
Yeah.
in peace.
I think that certain kinds of lyricism combined with like kind of like a wobbly kind of like impassioned voice works very well. Like I'm thinking like AJJ and like the Mountain Goats like that. So I think that like in combination, it really elevates it to another level. Like you were saying, the Mountain Goats and like there's a bunch of other like good like folk punk almost combos
Yeah.
that like work really well.
Yeah.
The one that comes to my mind is the Front Bottoms too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the lead singer doesn't. Honestly, a lot of the Front Bottoms, even like I don't know, a lot of like male.
I would
punk
say I like
bands.
Sorority Noise and I don't
Sorority
think they
Noise,
don't,
Modern Baseball.
yeah, like you're like these lyrics are good, but I'm like if he were to cover music, I don't say it. I don't think I'd listen to it.
Even like Real Friends or like
Yeah.
even like
Yeah,
Neck
yeah.
Deep, like Ben.
Even Neck Deep,
I love Ben
yeah.
Barlow, but like
It's not.
Yeah.
I think it.
It's like
It's a whole
still good
thing.
and it still works.
it still works.
But it's
Yeah.
not. It's not like that technically like good
Yeah.
singer that like a lot of female singers are.
like Haley
you know?
Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, but like, and you shouldn't have to be a super good singer to be in the music. I don't think that, but I do realize that there's not many women that I like listen to. I'm like, no, this isn't that good, but their lyrics are.
Yeah.
I feel like it comes in. I feel like it's been popular before. You know what I mean? I think there's been periods in time where like
Probably.
I don't know. Like when I think of music from like the 80s and 90s, it's not always necessarily really like nice singing either. Or, like I'm thinking of like maybe even going back to like the disco era and like singers like Donna Summer and stuff like that who aren't really like technical singers in a sense. Like they're raspy sometimes, and I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying, but like I feel like that
that
it
makes
definitely
sense.
it definitely
Yeah.
definitely right now though. I think you're so right about that because there's really not that many of them.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but the lead singer of what's the Cigarette Daydreams band?
Oh.
Paige
Is-
Yellowfin.
yeah,
Paige
he's got the
Yellowfin.
worst voice of any famous
Yeah,
person.
that is a really
he
good
is. I
point.
cannot stand that guy's voice. No offense.
Really?
Yeah.
I completely disagree.
It sounds like he's got like somebody shot a stone into his throat or something like right
Oh
before
my
he
god!
sung.
I mean,
Anyway.
not that it doesn't
Yeah.
work.
No,
It works.
they're huge. But
They're
I mean,
huge.
you know,
They're huge.
I can't stand the guy. I'm sure he's
Well,
very
at
nice.
least
in
I will say,
person,
at least
but-
like there's bands that also their like recordings sound like that. There isn't bands that like make good EPs and then they sing live and you're like, this isn't one I.
And you're like, stop.
Yeah, stop. So at least they're true to like, hey, this is what I sound like.
I have to say that is one thing that has really led me astray from indie and rock in the last few years, where I used to really subscribe. Like that was what I listened to predominantly. Is I find that the voice quality of like hip hop R&B just to be much more. It's just what I like better.
Yeah, no. That,
A lot of times it is more technical.
Yeah, especially R&B, like especially women, like women R&B singers. Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean all around.
I haven't
yeah.
really listened to too much, to be fair, but.
I think going back now, like when I listen to some of the stuff I listened to before, I get really distracted by the vocals, and I kind of feel like it's hard to. I don't know. It's something that
vocals are like such in music in general, like you can learn any instrument, and I think by extension you can also learn your own voice, but that's something you're born with. You can't really give yourself a new voice. You have to kind of work with that. And like I think about like artists that like literally cannot sing outside of a studio. Like I mean, like this is kind of dumb, but like remember Evanescence and like remember that? Like they literally cannot perform live because it's all like studio stuff.
Yeah.
That all that voice is all studio. So like I don't even know how much prevalence that is nowadays, like when it comes to singing. Like is it computers or not?
I hear that band Dragon Force, like that like crazy band, like
they
Through the
cannot
Fire
play
Flames.
that song live.
Yeah.
So it's like
like
all my Guitar Hero dreams thrashed to pieces.
But I wonder, is that really a demerit?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I
'cause
think,
yeah.
I
Go
think
ahead.
sorry,
No,
Christian.
you're good.
I think the artistry of being able to mix a song in a studio and play it live, I think there's still artistry there. I just think it's different. You know?
I think a lot of it has to do with like the purpose of the music. Like obviously no one's gonna like, I don't think anyone's gonna discredit a punk band for singing conventionally bad when you're in like a warehouse in the middle of nowhere, you know. But like when I think of like another person who can't sing outside the studio, like Enya, but that's not really something you're supposed to listen to live anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you can't really judge an artist on their worthiness
There's like
based on that.
plenty of bands that like I enjoy their songs so much more because of like the different like low fidelity effects that they put on it. Like I'm thinking like the dirty projectors and maybe the microphones. Like they have lots of like weird, cool like
for the audio file to like really fine.
But like I think that to a degree that can be very good and like completely change the meaning of the song.
Yeah, and then there's a whole like subgenre of like lo-fi hip hop. You know, if you
sounding bad on bad on purpose.
lo-fi
To
beats
study
to study to.
One thing I will say about you, Maren, and your performance is like we were talking about some of your influences, but it's definitely you have a very distinct sound and like energy about your music. And if any of our listeners knew Maren personally, like it makes sense. Like it fits your personality really well.
Thank you.
That's what I noticed, and I just genuinely just enjoyed your last song.
Thank you very much.
I've definitely got to see Maren live a couple times. I know actually she can talk about it, but there was a gig at a church a couple weeks ago that I got to see her, and she sounded like, for everyone listening, this is not recorded. Maren is actually here. It's live.
Well, on that note, do you want to play another song for us?
Sure.
Let's go for it.
This next one is actually a debut.
Whoa.
Ooh, what? Yeah. No, yeah. I've never played this song like live before.
Ooh.
So we'll see how it goes. I'll probably mess up.
Exclusive
But
content.
it's okay.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, that's right, folks.
Yeah, it's a working title, but right now it's called Bad House.
All right.
There's a fog on my head and on my shoulders. Yeah, he crept in through the window late last night. Well, the window keeps opening up, no matter how I slam it shut and fight. There's a bat hanging from my kitchen ceiling, and he thinks that I don't see him, but I do. And there are termites in the roof. Today the floor fell through as proof, and the sofa is broken in two. There's a fog in my head and on my shoulders. I'll adjust just like I always do. But the message coming through my TV static. And it tells me what to do and how to think. So into the run I go, but I won't let it get too low. No, I won't. And it keeps on coming back again, and I'm moving up, but I'll pretend like everything is permanent, like everything is permanent.
Yeah.
All right.
Man.
That was fantastic.
I love
And
that.
it didn't-
That was really fun.
Yeah,
That was a hoot.
Yeah, because
I
it
just
sounds
had
like
a-
Maren, but it doesn't sound like any of the other songs, and it was fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
had a big old grin across my face the whole
Yeah,
song.
that was good.
Can
Thank
confirm.
Yeah.
Yes.
How long have you been working on that song?
I wrote it on Sunday.
Oh, wow,
You-
what?
Maybe.
Whoa.
Maybe it wasn't Sunday. Maybe it was last week. It might have been
that's
last week.
Either way,
Yeah,
it's like
that's-
within a week. I had no
yeah.
idea. I thought this
Yeah.
was going to be like, oh, it's been in the works for
Like,
a few
yeah,
years,
sometimes
you
I
know.
work on stuff for like 6 months before I get it actually finished, or something happens with it because
No,
I can't
it's
finish.
sometimes it's like that. You know,
Mm.
like sometimes it's like I've had this like chorus for a year, and I just now figured out what I want to put with it. But sometimes I just like sit down and like, just like
Is that like the best feeling in the world when you finally figure
Yes.
something out that
Yes.
works with it? and
absolutely
kinda like-
yes.
It's like when you finish a puzzle. I feel like
Yeah.
you put that last
Oh,
piece
yeah.
in.
Absolutely.
Well, I know your one lyric got it was something like the dishes need done, so I'm just gonna let the faucet run for an hour. Or so I was like, it's just good. Like I was just like, yeah.
Thank you.
I kept trying to think of things to compare it to, but I just couldn't.
Yeah.
Like there was like some like rhythm, and there was kind of some
Yeah.
blues to it, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh wow. But there was also some like 90s almost grunt, like I almost thought of like Nirvana or something like
Yeah.
that, but it was a combination of a lot of things. It was really good.
Have you ever played with other people with like a bigger set of instruments? Have you always been solo?
Not like consistently. Like I
Mhm.
sang with a band one time, and like literally one time.
Yeah.
I like played in my high school's pep band, but like beyond that, not really. I would love to,
Yeah.
but
You know, we were over here air drumming to that song. 'Cause
I
we were
saw.
thinking of like, dude, I could think of like an amazing like just a simple beat behind that.
No,
Yeah.
we were over here. I was like, this song would sound so cool with a live band. I was thinking of like a bass. Like I was thinking of even like a bass
That'd be
part. That would
cool.
sound really
That's
cool.
I hear trumpets in it.
Yeah, that's what
Ooh.
I was
Ooh.
hearing a
Tasty
saxophone.
trumpets.
Like you know,
Ooh.
like just
my
it's
goodness.
a raspy, dry
Yeah.
tenor saxophone.
Guys, should we start a band?
Yeah,
I
Is,
think
is this
so.
what I'm
I
hearing?
think so.
I'm learning my New Year's resolution, I guess. Or no, I'm learning to play bass. That's my goal.
Okay,
Really?
do it.
Yes, I'm gonna learn how to play bass. I want.
We should start a band.
I want to. I want. It's my. It's such a dope instrument.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so cool.
Oh, yeah.
And I play ukulele, so I feel like I'm already used to the whole four-string
thing, yeah.
thing. So I'll play bass.
Can I
Yeah.
randomly like feature a rap verse?
No.
Kind of
Absolutely.
like
Oh,
Black Eyed
yes.
Peas style.
I will say sometimes, guys, we do mic checks and they'll be like Karma Chameleon playing, and he gets some rap. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
not
He's
rap.
got the
Like,
bars.
yeah,
you do
he's
got
hitting it.
bars.
You do.
For days.
So
Bars.
honestly, we had a little bit of a bridge in there with fantastic.
Yeah, we could have. Gage, you could do drums, rhythm guitar, lead guitar.
I have one of those little souvenir frogs that you scrape a stick across the
So do
back
I.
and it croaks.
I love
so I
him.
can
Those
play
are
that.
cool.
He's totally cool. It's my I'm sorry. I have him.
As I say, you've gone the whole show without
Yeah.
saying a pun. So
He sits next to my TV, and every time someone comes in, I'm like, oh, look at him. He's so. I love that dude.
Hmm.
It's just a little frog with a stick. I also have a triangle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's for my friends to jam, because whenever you jam for so long with the same people, you're like, all right, get involved. Like, here you go.
Mhm.
Yeah, I hear you.
Have you ever played the vibra slap?
Oh, dude,
What?
the vibra slap's fire.
No, that's what I play in my high school pep band. I play guitar and vibra slap.
For real, in your pep band?
Yes.
Man, okay, explain for these folks, these uncultured folks.
What are you calling me here, buddy?
So the vibra slap, it's an instrument. It's like you hit it, And it makes, like, you know, at the beginning of Crazy Train, like that, like that rattly sound. That's a vibra slap. Like, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like a rattle.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
It's
Very
it's a great instrument. One of my personal favorite.
Did you like try and insert that in like every pep tune that you guys?
Oh,
had?
absolutely. I was just like staying there like hitting
Yeah.
it,
There you
and
go.
they're
Alma
playing
mater.
like Sweet
National
Child of
anthem.
Mine. I'm just like going nuts on it.
I like that. Crazy Train's a wild song.
We also had Crazy Train in my marching band.
No,
So
why
I
is
don't know
that a
why it's so
thing?
pervasive.
Challenger.
Yeah. I'll get my whole marching band up here when we have a showdown.
1v1.
I don't know why. Crazy Train is a very strange song. I think.
don't particularly like
I'm
it.
not
I
so-
remember a lot of. Here's an odd memory. When I played hockey when I was like 8 years old, there was this one kid that just got so hyped to that song. And like he needed it before a
needed
game.
it.
He's like, I need the
He's
Crazy
like plugging
Train.
in a little IV and doing
Literally.
all
So
this
funny.
disc.
And this was like before, like, you know, obviously well before iPhones and like, you know, even iPods were not necessarily everywhere. And like, so he had like a CD and a
That's-
big CD
I've
boombox.
never
that
really
he-
thought about how like playing a song on repeat nowadays is like a pretty normal thing to do. But if
Mhm.
you were playing a song on repeat in like 1996, like over and over again, they
Yeah.
would probably throw you in.
Right.
Like, they would Section 8 you.
Silent.
You,
or
like, run it
something.
over to the record player, like right before. Oh, I'm ready for the next.
The moment
song,
you hit
just-
rewind, you get Baker acted or something. It's
Yeah.
like, it's a mess.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Speaking of that era, Maren, I want to read an Instagram post that I saw today. Actually, it was a tweet, but it's a picture taken that was put on Instagram.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
It's
What
honestly
does this have to
fun.
do with
I'm, like,
me?
nervous.
It really
Nervous.
doesn't have much, but I just love it so much, and I would love to get your reaction and everybody else's. Let's see here. I had it, and then I lost it.
You're just gone.
Here we go. Ready? If you were born before 1996, you are a millennial. If you were born after 2005, you are Gen Z. If you were born in between, then you are an honorary member of the Black Eyed Peas.
I think that
funny.
is
That's fine.
true.
That's so good.
Like,
I like the
legally.
absurdity of it.
I love it.
I love it because it's like absurd, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like,
Can any of you name all 4 of the Black Eyed Peas?
Fergie,
Uh,
Fergie, Fergie, Fergie.
Exactly.
You wish.
Exactly.
Unfortunately not.
Fergie,
Fergie
Will I
Will.i.am.
Am. That's all I
Oh,
know.
that is true.
Apple
that
the
is
app,
true. He's
and
there.
then
Yeah.
there was the tall guy that nobody.
tall
the
guy that
ghost, I
nobody
called
knew.
him. He was
I
just.
thought you were
so-
gonna say all the albums. Can anyone? What's your favorite?
Yeah, I can't even name one. Actually, no. I can-
Elefunk. That's the only one I can name.
The END is also.
Oh,
Energy
yeah, yeah.
Never Dies, of course. I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
well, yeah.
That's actually. a great album.
Elephant is the only one I remember.
They truly made no sense.
They were
Where
on top
is
of the
the
world,
love?
and then they perform one Super Bowl
Super Bowl.
halftime
The
show.
one. Oh
and
yeah,
you
just
never
one.
hear about them again.
It
I
was
remember.
so
It's just
bad.
like the
So
Spanish
bad.
Armada of the music industry.
Yeah.
It's there
Should we-
1 minute and it's gone
What?
overnight.
They were. What happened at this Super Bowl?
It wasn't-
It was not.
it
a
was-
part of
We
this
didn't.
cultural
Gage, we're
event.
watching it after this. We're
Yeah,
watching
we
it.
will show it to you. It's really not that bad in retrospect, but it was just like a culmination of how popular they were and how underwhelming the performance was. Like I remember there were like sound issues and Slash was there. It was very strange.
I remember
Very
Slash.
I really vividly remember Fergie like getting very sexual with
Yeah.
Slash,
Mhm.
and it was just
Oh,
such
yeah.
a
Just
weird
like, chill
performance.
out. The dude is
Yeah.
like 70.
Yeah.
This dude's
It's
like,
not
can
crazy
you like
about that.
let me
Yeah.
play my freaking?
There's always a
Solo?
mess at a halftime show. I mean, I don't know why we
Yeah.
can keep doing them at this rate, but that is truly one that will go down in the history books. My
As-
own personal
yeah.
history. Doesn't matter
man.
to anyone else. but-
I remember watching that live and being underwhelmed, and also I remember laughing during a significant portion.
Yeah.
Of it. It was bad though. Like let's
Mhm.
not.
Oh, we're still talking about it. 8 years later? So it
Yeah.
must have been.
Remember
pretty
when?
bad.
Remember when Fergie sang the national anthem too?
Oh,
The NBA.
yeah. I think it was
NBA
pretty
All-Star
bad.
game.
All the. I loved when they panned all the faces of the players.
That's
So
great. That's a
funny.
great moment.
Have y'all seen that like short video? Like they're like, and now please rise for the national anthem, and then they play like some hard.
Oh, they
rap
play the
song.
Iggy Azalea's. I don't know how to say her name. She's
Azalea.
terrible.
Iggy
Yeah,
Azalea.
they play one of her songs, and the crowd is like, "Oh my god!" and then like really abruptly switches back into the national
Disgusting.
anthem. It's very funny.
I loved that.
Man.
My
Man.
main Black Eyed Peas memories. Do you guys remember the Herbs, like the Sims game, but it was in the city?
Yes.
I remember that.
That
I
was on the
remember
Wii.
I remember having it on PS2, but
Oh, okay.
I remember just going. I was in a dirty old apartment. I'd sleep on a bench, and then Black Eyed Peas would be the only thing that ever played. I was like, what? And
In Simlish.
but it was in like Sim language. So the next time I heard the song, I was like, this doesn't sound right. It's I knew it from The Sims. Oh no.
Maren, do you have any Black Eyed Peas experiences?
She
So
actually met them.
no, yeah, it's true. No, I was a black eyed pea for Halloween one year.
That's funny.
Like I like
like a-
did a, like a
Like the
black eye, and I
food?
put like a it was supposed to be like the food because it was my mom's idea, and so I put like it was like a paper like letter P on the shirt, and then like I put like black eye makeup.
Aw.
But then I also insisted, I was also like 8, but I also insisted on wearing this like sequined fedora that I had because I associated with Black Eyed Peas, the music group.
Mm.
And so I wanted to have my cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
You know? I was trying to do both.
I
Ambitious.
Yeah.
I tell you what, a line that really has stuck with me from the song, I think "Boom Boom Power" or whatever, is "Beat so big, I'm stepping on leprechauns." Man,
You
is
can't
that
repeat the next line on air.
Yeah.
But it's equally stupid.
It's man, that one that'll stick with you.
Yeah, I remember the first time. I think I was with Christian when I found out the real name of what I thought was "Let's Get
Yeah,
It
I
Started."
wanted to talk about that, but I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. But for
No.
those of you who don't know, the very famous song "Let's Get It Started" it's a radio edit, and the original it's absurdly offensive.
Yeah. So
I don't know
offensive.
why. Like, who was in the studio watching them sing that and was
Yeah.
like, "This is a good idea."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know what it is.
I'll tell you
We'll
after.
discuss
We'll tell you
it.
after. But
Okay.
anyway.
All right.
Is it Party Rockers or Party Rock is in the house tonight?
That's
Does it matter?
LMFAO.
Yeah, I know. I know, but
I
that's,
thought maybe
that's another commonly like misconstrued lyric. Is it Party Rockers or Party Rock is?
Party Rockers. I don't
Party
know.
Rockers,
Party
I think.
Rock is doesn't make as much sense.
Party Rockets.
Party
yeah,
Rockets.
Rockets.
Hot take.
Party Rockets in
that's-
the house tonight.
Interesting that you brought that up though, because that's kind of another group that just like came in
Oh,
and
they're
out.
gone.
I remember
They
when
made 2 songs
yeah.
and dipped.
Yeah.
I remember they broke up, I guess. I was in the car with
I
my
guess.
dad, and the radio host was like, "This just in, the 2 members of LMFAO have broken up to pursue separate careers." And like my dad just starts laughing so hard. He's like, "There are no separate careers. They're finished."
So, man, I like how you presented that like it was like some kind of War of the Worlds style radio.
Yeah.
This just in.
I get into my transatlantic
Cars-
accent.
Cars are swerving off the road. Like,
I
oh,
love
There's
it.
just
information
fire
from the front.
everywhere.
LMFAO has broken up.
you may be wanting to sit down for this.
Drink Coca-Cola to lose weight. Or some whatever the hell they were saying on the radio. I was watching, I know I'm really getting off track here,
No,
but I was
man.
watching old advertisements with my roommate Alan. And
That's
rest in
good
peace,
stuff.
Alan. And one was a cigarette ad from the 50s that claimed their cigarettes were safer because it didn't have a filter and was longer instead, so the tobacco would filter out the you're just smoking a longer cigarette. But like they were like saying, like had a fake doctor and everything, and 50s pastiche. He's like, "This is safer for your throat, better on your lungs," and it was like clearly like way more dangerous for you. Anyway.
I love watching old commercials. The one was like, buy this like Christmas CD, and it was like an infomercial for 30 minutes. Well, it was on YouTube, but I decided to call the number to see if it rang for a while, and then this girl Kathy goes, "Hello," and I was like, and it didn't sound like a recording or anything, and I just hung up because I didn't actually want a CD.
Wait, how did you
This
know
was, like-
that her name was Kathy?
Because she said, "Hello, I'm Kathy."
Oh, okay.
But, then, but it was like from like 7 years ago, some weird Christmas CD. What? Why is your
The
phone
Shirley
still
Temple
on?
ads.
Yeah, those
Speaking
are
of-
the best.
Animal crackers.
Animal crackers in my soup.
My favorite thing was seeing all.
They're really
I
gone.
just saw that yesterday.
For real, it's
I
still
literally
going
saw
on.
that.
I feel
yesterday.
bad because I actually don't really remember seeing that, but now that everyone says they've seen it so many
Animal
times, I
crackers
know
in
it.
my
So.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that.
It was
I
like-
remember the Chef Boyardee commercial.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
That's
yeah.
a classic
The
one.
can
That's
follows you
unrelated,
home.
though.
Sunset or retractable awning. Does anybody remember?
Oh,
Yeah.
of course,
Oh
of course.
my
Those were
God.
nasty.
Boomers loved that.
Everyone's
which
got
one?
their shirts tucked in.
Sunset or retractable awning. It's like a guy
Uh,
wearing like khaki pants and like
So
a pink
good.
polo shirt,
Mhm.
and he's like retracting this awning. He's like,
I remember
And
that
then
one.
he's losing his mind.
They're
over
claiming
how
like this will save you
convenient
so much money on AC by creating shade. And like I'm sure people with their phones in their hands are like, "Oh my God, he's right. $200."
This is again maybe Well, maybe we should let Maren play her last song, and then we'll
Oh.
get back to this.
That's
I mean,
because
you
I'm-
don't have to. I'm
I-
interested.
it's up to you. It's up to you. You're just real quick before we.
Yeah, just you got it on your mind.
All right. If you're all familiar with QVC, like
Yes, of course.
and there's a YouTube video, and it's a recording of probably the show, like them, pitching something like probably in the 90s, honestly, and it's literally like a can opener, like a manual. Pretty standard can opener, and the video is titled like "Sad Woman Calls In About Can Opener on Live TV," and it's literally just like she's not sad, she's actually very happy, but just like the notion, like they're selling this little like run-of-the-mill
You
can
definitely
opener.
have one in your home already.
Yeah, and this lady's calling like, "This is great, like I'm making all kinds of soups."
With the opener.
Yeah.
I do not believe the cans I'm opening right
Like,
now.
there's so
I
much-
used to just let them sit there.
I don't
Yeah.
even eat it. I just look at the food on the inside. Making sure it was there.
But the fact that the host and this lady were able to like carry on a conversation about this can opener for like 4 minutes, it's like
Dude,
astounding.
that used to get me with like the vacuum cleaners or blenders. Like, why are you talking about a vacuum cleaner for 40 minutes?
Yeah.
And it- it-
Oh yeah.
I hate those.
They,
I could build a vacuum cleaner in less than 40 minutes. You know what I
Oh.
mean? Like, I don't know. It's just like,
I've
And
always,
then, wait, that'd be like, 4 payments of this much. And I'd be like, actually, 3 payments right now.
I just want to pay once.
Yeah.
Why do I have to pay 3 times?
And it's, yeah.
I go to the store, I pay once. TV makes me pay 4 times. It's a pretty easy choice where I'm going to go get my
yeah.
things.
I always wonder about like their budget. Like they clearly make so much money, but like I feel like if they ever had to cut like a department, it would definitely be the people that like intentionally make a mess for the vacuum cleaner displays.
Wait, that's...
We
you
can
were
streamline
correct.
this.
Yeah, we could
Wait.
definitely.
Are you suggesting that that's like somebody's specific job title?
I think it might be.
I'm sure they're just
They
called
write on their
intern,
taxes.
but-
probably
the
just
thing-
like productions assistants.
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that.
I
Honestly,
spill crumbs for the vacuums to clean up.
My dream job is to be like one of those actors on infomercials that like screws up terribly before they introduce the product.
that's
Like tired of this happening to you, and like
You're like,
like
and
a-
I'm like spraying a
yeah.
hose into my nose.
Yeah.
Something their product fixes, I guess.
you're like dangling from the blinds somehow. You're like,
It's always like a 4-year-old like throwing a can of Pepsi like directly onto a white carpet. And, like,
Yeah.
like, this doesn't happen to me.
Or the muddiest dog you've ever seen.
Yeah,
Where it's
like
this
this,
white
this
hose.
dog has just got off like the fronts at Ypres and World War I, and like he's crawling through your floor.
I love that so much.
Hysterical.
This should just be a home shopping radio show.
It really should.
The guy who like just like almost like caves his brain in with that Q-tip, like he like you know what I'm talking about.
my goodness. Yeah.
Like, oh,
That is a real classic.
yeah.
But you know
Man.
what we should put it on our ears? Maren's music.
Do you
That
wanna
nice
play?
Segue. Very nice. Very
You-
nice.
We're
Very
trying.
respectable. All right.
Please, whenever you're ready.
All right. So this last song is called Yard Peanut Butter.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. There's a jar of peanut butter in my front yard. It's been there all night. It's been there all night. In these past... I almost dropped my pick. In these past few months, we've seen everyone close and hides. And you got that song stuck in my head. It's been there all night. It's been there all night. I think I left my phone in your car again. It's been there all night. My silence and sad honesty have been eating me up inside. First they're loud, and then ashamed, then they're trying desperately to hide. I'm having a blast. I wanna break my arm, they wanna sign my cast. Camp is great and I'm having a blast. I wanna break my arm, they wanna my soulless downside honesty have been beating me up inside. First they're loud and then ashamed, then they're trying desperately to hide. I've been hated, been sedated, but nothing puts us to sleep. No, nothing puts us to sleep. No, nothing puts us to sleep anymore.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Thank you. My arm
I
is
love the
always super
title
tight.
and the entire
Yeah.
song.
That really gave me like Mountain Goats from Bottoms vibes. Like that one
Oh,
definitely.
yeah. I like that. I like that a lot, dude.
Thanks.
It was good though. No, I like the.
That's great.
You very much have that like aesthetic down of like this cool like rough indie kind of, like it does not feel like indie folk. It feels like rough folk. Like I don't know how else to describe it. It's good. I like it.
No, that's gonna be how I like classify myself from now on.
Rough folk.
Rough folk.
I love the line about the arm and the cast.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was
Oh, yeah.
That was
Thank
great.
you. That's one of those ones that I've had. I've had that since I was like probably a junior in high school.
It's a great lyric because it's like, and I think this is true about all the lyrics you've spoken tonight, is they're kind of funny in a way, you know? Like, that's funny to
Yeah.
think about, like, a cat. It's not really something you're really thinking about when you're listening to music, I guess. I
Yeah.
mean, you're not really supposed to think about anything specific. I'm just rambling now. But anyway, that was a great line. I like that a lot.
Absolutely.
I always
Thank
think
you.
Maren's like songwriting, like your lyrics. I'm like, why? Like I can't think of that. And they're like all the time. I'm like, this is so good.
I think of that all the time.
Yeah, I feel that way about your music, EJ,
Yeah.
as well. Like I always feel like EJ's music is like
I feel like I can't write metaphorically. I feel it's just like this is exactly what it is, and I hate that. Like I wish I could you could think more when you listen to my music.
yeah.
I feel like straightforwardness is like good though, you know?
Absolutely.
It's,
I-
there's honesty in it.
Oh, that's what like I admire about that kind of music is there's like an honesty and straightforward to it. I was gonna say like I feel like sometimes the people who you might think are like super metaphorical don't know what they're talking about. They're just putting some words down like
Yeah.
like you know that song Blinded by the Light? Like what does the line little early Merle came round in his curly whirly and asked me if I needed a ride? What does
Who
that
is the
mean?
go-kart Mozart?
Who is go?
I-
What,
so many
if you ask
questions.
Bruce Springsteen and he has like this? He like hands you this book. It's like
Giant, like, volumes of information.
Like,
I don't
yeah.
know. I always wish I could just write lyrics that like you think farther into it. So it's like, haha, my pizza fell on the floor, and that's it. You know?
Right, but I feel like if it's
That's funny.
forced,
That's funny.
Yeah.
my pizza fell on the floor is a good lyric.
Yeah.
It is. I'm gonna steal that.
Better than like the round part of my soul fell into the
I don't-
depths of the you know what I
I
mean?
think
Like, it's
it's,
like
yeah, I think it's different on both sides because I feel like I've met people that can write super metaphorical. They're like, how do you just write a song exactly what you're trying to say?
yeah.
True,
I think it
though.
just depends. Yeah.
There's a skill to that. Absolutely. I don't think it implies like any less depth. I think that it's just a different way of expressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
I think when you go to like when you try to make your music deep, I think you need to be very careful not to. You have to avoid cliche because like I think that's what kills any song is like when you hear something and you immediately recognize like something else or something like, oh, I've heard this before.
Yeah.
It just totally ruins your experience of the song. Not
Yeah.
that I didn't get that at all tonight, but like that what
Yeah.
I'm saying is like when that's the fine line you need to be walking on, especially when
No,
you choose
I
to
would
do that.
completely agree.
Especially when it comes to music like that. I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I noticed like hip hop has the term corny to describe a lot of rappers that are guilty of that or just artists in general, which I think is like, I think that's kind of a very similar equivalent, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's like nobody likes some guy on stage who's like telling you something, who like thinks he's telling you something like so epic.
important and like it doesn't mean anything to you.
Nobody likes that. But we were talking about pizza, and I felt we needed to bring up
Yeah.
Maren.
I think our ending thought
Yeah,
should
before
be
we
the
wrap it
pizza
up here.
conversation.
Yeah, we do have to unfortunately sign off here in a few minutes, but pizza. Where's your favorite place to go to get a slice in town?
In town. I mean, all right. So there's like different reasonings, right? So like Josephine's is really good, but Capri is like pretty good and super cheap.
Okay, so the
So-
price is a good
Yeah.
thing.
So it entirely depends, you know.
Fair.
Romeo's
yeah,
is good, but
We haven't
Muddy.
talked about the price.
Yeah,
I
Romeo's
think
is
here.
expensive.
I've talked about price.
Yeah.
You know what? I always say that. You know, we talked about, a couple people said Venice because
Yeah.
they said it was, you always get what you pay for and more.
Yeah. That is a good
Romeo's.
point.
I mean, I don't want to bash anyone too harshly on this, but I definitely think that the price factor plays a role.
Yeah.
Capri, totally agree.
Mhm.
Really good piece of pizza, and they're big. They're like, I ate 2 slices, and I'm like, that's a meal right there.
Also, they have like a full menu with
Mhm.
like veal and stuff on it. No one
Mhm.
ever gets anything from it, but it's there. It's just like sitting there. You can pick it up and look at it.
Alan goes there for falafel sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So.
Their baklava is amazing.
Shawarma, isn't that the place that sells shawarma too?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
It's when you walk in, you see the big dead animal rotating and being heated. That is the shawarma, and it is so good.
I believe it.
You did not describe it appetizingly, but I
No.
believe you then.
I don't think anybody really could. When you walk in, it is a little like off-putting. Maybe some other people would disagree, but I think it's a very unappetizing image. Tastes so good though.
Yeah.
I'd like
Yeah.
a gyro right now.
Yeah, definitely. I think those are all very valid responses. Do you eat pineapple on your pizza? This will be the last question.
I like it. I like it best with bacon.
Oh,
Like not just pineapple itself.
Like
Like it has to
pineapple
have like
and
a
bacon.
salty meat on
yeah, absolutely.
That's great. That's a great point.
Pineapple and ham.
it. Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And we think that pizza pineapple should be cut in slices, like the little rings.
Mm.
Like we think it should be sliced, almost like pepperoni, rather than like the big chunks, because they
That
kind of
seems-
they seem inconsistent.
Wait, you mean hold on, okay. All right. I was like mortified for a second because I thought you were saying that the pizza should be cut into rings.
What?
I was like,
No, we're talking about the
excuse me?
pineapple.
Mortified.
Okay,
You were
that
so
makes a little bit more
scared.
sense.
You know
I
how,
would
like-
probably disagree though, because then you would go to biting it and then you get just like the whole.
I just
thing.
say, or the grease could soak into it because it's so like thin.
Okay, all right, I see. It's kind of like whenever you bite. What you're describing is kind of like whenever you bite into an onion ring and the whole onion slips out of the
exactly,
ring.
Exactly.
Incredibly frustrating.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
What do I do with this fried tube now? Guess I'll eat it.
Guess I'll
it's
eat
a
it,
Funyun
yeah.
now.
Nutrient tube.
I just use it to suck up my drink. It's
Yeah.
fun.
That's eco-friendly.
It's like those cereal straws that for
Yes!
some reason don't
Breakfast
exist.
straws.
So good.
I
Where did
love.
they go?
Wait,
Left us.
breakfast straws. Those were so good.
Fantastic.
Oh my god.
That's our
On
last
that note,
note.
yeah,
I was gonna
breakfast
say.
straws, we miss you.
Come back, please.
Yeah, come on, breakfast straw.
For us and for Maren. Thank you so much for coming on the show. This was
Yeah,
so much
thank you for
fun.
having
good
me.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we got to get you on for the number 5 sometime.
Oh, definitely, big 5.
That's
Big 5, big 6, at all of it.
Man, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. You're getting a little,
What?
little excited
What?
here.
What?
All right. Any shout outs before we sign off, real quick?
Mom, Dad, love you. Rachel, love you. My sister, she's not listening. All right, I'm done.
Cool. Anyone else?
Rachel!
Okay.
My family, my stepmother claims she was listening. So if she's listening, this is a test. Send me a text message saying pepperoni, and I'll know if you're actually listening. But
Oh,
shout out
wow.
to you if you are, and even if you aren't, to my whole family.
Heck yeah.
I don't know exactly who's listening, like for me, but anybody who is, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Remember last time, real quick, when you had like so many people call?
Yeah.
And then we finally got Levi on the phone and it was like, woo!
That was fun. That was fun.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there will be many more times in the future. For I guess at this point it's about that time we sign off.
It is.
Please
It's
go
time
to the
go.
Unplugged event tomorrow night at the
Tomorrow.
Artist
From
Hand,
5:30 to 8.
5:30 to 8.
Yes. Be
Catch
there,
all your
be
favorite.
square.
Yeah, that's all we can say, folks. Have a good night. We love you and God bless you. Bye. Bye.